Over the past 48 hours, I have discovered a wormhole, as I would call it, into a softcore pedophile ring on YouTube.
People, they post time codes in the comment section that show these young children in compromising or suggesting positions. So in an effort to make the site better, are we calling for like anything that features a kid to be banned? Also, are we then kind of calling for videos to not be recommended based off of the content of their comment section?
Team YouTube tweeted, with regard to the actions that we've taken, even if your video is suitable for advertisers, inappropriate comments could result in your video receiving limited or no ads. Yellow icon, let us know if you have any questions.
There's been a lot that's been going on YouTube this week, and nobody's really saying anything about it.
Hi. Are you interested in shooting an adult video?
Sexual predators have figured out a way in which to use the algorithm to hide in plain sight.
It's been in the public consciousness for over 2 years, and yet nothing's being done.
This narrative that YouTube doesn't care is stupid, not because I'm like, oh, a company can't have morals, but because it hurts their bottom line.
Hey guys, it's Christopher Tom here. There's been a lot of talk lately about the next adpocalypse. Many companies have already started to pull their ads from YouTube in the wake of recent controversy. If you remember the first adpocalypse that started with the mainstream media's smear of PewDiePie, then you know just how much it affected the community. The effects of reduced advertising and demonetization reverberated throughout the entire platform and sent shockwaves to creators. But why is this happening? What's causing all of these advertisers to pull out? Enter Matt Watson. Not him, the other Matt Watson. If you're unfamiliar with the situation, there's this guy who goes by the name of Matt's What It Is. He recently uploaded a video titled, "YouTube is facilitating the sexual exploitation of children, and it's being monetized." It's already amassed over 2 million views and reached the front page of Reddit. I'll include a link to it in the description for context, but if you haven't seen the video yet, I'll briefly summarize it. In the video, Matt talks about how YouTube's recommended algorithm is making it easier for pedophiles to get into contact with one another in the comment section. He explains how you can search something like bikini haul, and then the algorithm will recommend videos of kids, which are then sexualized by the viewers and commenters. He also brings up how a lot of the pedophiles are putting timestamps in the comments to indicate parts of the video in which the kids might be in a compromising position. This is a serious issue that has been plaguing YouTube for a while, and it's good that there's more awareness about it. I don't think there's a single YouTuber who doesn't think that this is a massive problem. But recently, Matt has been the subject of a lot of backlash, and it's not because the people criticizing him don't care about children, as Matt would want you to believe. No, instead the issue lies within Matt's flawed approach, misdirected anger, and questionable motives. Allow me to clarify. Matt's solution to this problem is to try to get advertisers to pull out of YouTube.
If you go to my video, YouTube is facilitating the sexual exploitation of children. In the description, I've included all the social media contact information for every brand that appears in my video. Awesome. Now again, look, guys, this means that YouTubers are going to suffer, unfortunately. That is great. That's great. Because you know why that's great? Not because I want to see YouTube suffer. I mean, I kind of do in a way. I want them to do something about this. I know it's a challenging issue. I get it. But because the only way to get YouTube to listen, it seems like, is by hitting them where it hurts.
He attempts to frame this as the only way that this problem could be solved. It's clear that Matt's intention is to hit headlines and directly affect YouTube's revenue streams, but there are several problems with this approach. First and foremost, Matt is painting a false narrative that YouTube is doing nothing about this. This has been an issue for a while, and YouTube has been addressing it. For instance, take this article from November 2017 about YouTube pulling 150,000 videos of children and disabling the comments for 625,000 videos. YouTube is taking extensive action after word broke that pedophiles were targeting videos of children with vile comments. You can read its full statement on the subject below. In the past week, we've tightened up and strengthened the enforcement of our policies to terminate the accounts of users making predatory comments on videos featuring minors. As a result, we terminated hundreds of accounts and removed over 150,000 videos from our platform. We also turned off comments on over 625,000 videos targeted by child predators. Finally, we removed ads from nearly 2 million videos and over 50,000 channels masquerading as family-friendly content. The initial anger with YouTube is understandable, especially considering that YouTube isn't exactly known for its efficient systems. But to claim that YouTube isn't doing anything is false. For instance, Pyrocynical made a video about a similar topic 2 years ago. If you search the phrase webcam video from, you would get countless results of videos involving kids, which pedophiles would then find and leave disgusting comments on. But instead of advocating for advertisers to pull out from YouTube, Pyrocynical encouraged people to report the videos instead. This turned out to be very effective, and many videos were removed. In addition to Matt's solution being based on a falsehood, it's also unlikely that it would even be effective. All going after ads would do is punish innocent creators for the actions of some perverted commenters. Additionally, this would damage YouTube's revenue streams, which could potentially be used to hire workers who would help fight this problem. Even if YouTube is owned by Google, there's still no evidence that it's a profitable platform. Pretty much every YouTuber agrees that child exploitation is a huge problem on YouTube, but there are other ways to go about solving it. Matt's approach has frustrated YouTubers, which is completely understandable considering that their entire livelihoods are now being threatened. Grand A has this to say: "Since everyone is sending me that YouTube child exploitation video, here's my take on it. I agree that the YouTube algorithm should be improved to make it not as easy for predators to find these videos. However, the uploader mainly focusing on the ads seems disingenuous to me. First of all, these videos are not actually inappropriate at all by themselves, so them showing ads is literally a non-issue. It's the predators finding them and commenting on them that is the issue. Secondly, most of the videos shown didn't even have ads anyway. The uploader was struggling to find monetized examples. Seems to me that he just wants to watch YouTube burn because he dislikes YouTube. Chasing brands with misleading info is not the right way to go about it. Reporting any examples to YouTube and the police is. YouTube do actually take this issue very seriously and take down countless videos and accounts every day. Remember when most of you criticized the Wall Street Journal for going after brands with out-of-context info just to cause as much damage as possible? This isn't too different if you think about it. Alex expressed his frustration at the situation as well. It is ridiculous that once again creators suffer due to some comments on a video. I don't know what people expect from YouTube here. What can they do to stop people from wanting to touch kids? Is that YouTube's job or the police for not locking them up? You cannot stop people from sexualizing non-sexual things. That is an impossible task. This whole ad crisis version 2 is the most insane yet. I know all the advertisers will be back within a few weeks because it's absolutely nonsensical and self-destructive. Again, nobody is denying that pedophilia is an issue on YouTube, but like these YouTubers are saying, pulling ads is not the solution. We need to look at this from YouTube's perspective because this situation is a lot more complicated than many people realize. It's doubtful that the algorithm is aware of the context of the videos. It's also entirely possible that certain types of videos, for example gymnastics videos, might be getting views from other kids as well, which then helps the videos get promoted by the algorithm. A big part of the issue is that kids are making videos that are technically harmless and don't really break the YouTube rules. A kid eating a popsicle or doing gymnastics isn't inherently wrong. If anything, you can terminate them on the grounds that they're not old enough to create a YouTube account, but again, I see that being very difficult to track. The kids could simply lie about their age, and many of them would likely still go under the radar. This is where things start to get a bit more unclear. What about kids appearing in videos who aren't the owners of the channel? Surely in that case, it wouldn't make sense to punish the uploader for the perversity of the audience. Another factor that's being largely overlooked is the role of the parents. The parents are responsible for their kids' online activities and educating them about predatory behavior on the internet. Of course, children will always be sneaky, and as long as negligent parents or sneaky children exist, this isn't a problem we can completely eradicate. Many people have also questioned Matt's intentions for starting this movement to pull ads. When Keemstar said he wouldn't report on the situation because it would hurt YouTubers, Matt's response was just to get a job.
Yeah, well, you know what, dude? I guess what that shows is that you don't care. You care more about your fucking money. Wow. You care more about your money. This guy, I don't like this dude. You know? You care more about money than you do about protecting people. You know? So what if it affects you? Go work at fucking KFC, bro. You know? Get a part-time job, my guy, you know? Uber looks good for you. I just saw a dude saying he has a point. What is the point here? You know, in other words, it's like, oh, this is an issue that YouTube needs to do something about, but it's gonna affect me, and I don't know any of those kids, so you know what, I'm not gonna do anything about this because it's gonna affect me.
Many have speculated that the reason Matt is so adamant about this plan is that he's bitter since he was a failed YouTuber himself. One thing that's a bit suspicious is that Matt told Keemstar he didn't have a Twitter when it turns out he did. To be fair, it's pretty inactive and doesn't look like it was used much, but what people found was that this Twitter account was actually linked to his old channel. And when you take a look at some of his content, it's not difficult to see why it failed.
Hi, Sissy. Let's make your wank into an above average wank. Now, go and get your girlfriend's knickers for me.
Oh. Yo. Yo, what's up? My name's Matt. I make videos. I talk about social commentary.
It's important to clarify that his content was intended to be a satire on incels. But satire or not, the comedy doesn't land, to say the least. However, that's not the main issue people have with it. In one of the videos, you can clearly see Matt pull up to a young girl, honk his horn, and then ask her if she wants to be in an adult video with him.
Just looking for a lady to participate in my adult video.
Good luck.
Hi. Are you interested in shooting an adult video?
This is pretty disgusting, and a lot of YouTubers have talked about this clip. In a Reddit comment, Matt had this to say about it. The big gotcha is myself asking a schoolgirl to be in an adult video, and it's moot. My friend and I filmed the video, we walked past her, she wasn't a kid, she just wasn't. I literally don't know what to tell you, and frankly, I don't care. Now, if you want to ask me about whether it's right making videos where I'm harassing people in the streets to get reactions, I'd actually agree, and I can see where that is lame, and if someone was doing that to me and filming it, I would be pissed. So in that case, I would absolutely apologize to the people I did it to 100%, not a problem. Here's another clip from one of Matt's streams that people point to as evidence that he is just a bitter YouTuber. Credit to Boblax for finding this, by the way.
You want to be a YouTuber. Like people are always like, dude, I want to be a YouTuber. I used to think that I want to be a YouTuber. How cool would that be? It's not that cool. Do you realize how much work it takes to be a YouTuber? Dog, do you realize how much fucking work I put into making this video? Editing, filming. You gotta get your camera. You gotta set up your lighting. You gotta set up the memory card. You gotta set up the batteries. You gotta film it. You gotta set up your audio. Is the audio gain correct? Is everything correct? You gotta edit the video. You know, you gotta export the video. You gotta compress the audio. You gotta collect all your footage you want to use. And then you gotta make thumbnails. You gotta create tags. You gotta do all this stuff. Like, being a YouTuber is draining as hell. There's a reason why people that are like top tier YouTubers and streamers who are like radically depressed and suicidal. Like, this is for real. Like, social media is not good. Like, it can be good and there can do good things, but social media, you got to be careful with it. But it's not that easy. It just isn't. Like, even if you were to make millions of dollars doing it, even people that are making like tons of money being a full-time YouTuber, they burn out. It's not healthy, because that's the only way we're going to get YouTube to change this. Like, this is beyond, you know, if this affects content creators on YouTube and it makes it harder for them to, it's already difficult for somebody to make money on YouTube. If you're a person, like, that's a dream that, frankly, I don't know how you yeah, exactly. I get what you're saying. Somehow the ads are still getting on them.
You can also see just how gleeful he is at advertisers pulling out when he knows how this will affect YouTubers.
A YouTube advertiser responded. Holy shit, for real? Oh! Fuck yes, man. Sorry, I swore. I'm sorry. Yes. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. That's so awesome. That's so awesome right now. That is great. That's great. That hits them where it hurts. Yes. Yes. As soon as you type in sexual, it won't show up. Oh.
Whether or not Matt actually has ulterior motives is not something that I'm going to try to speculate on. If you think I'm taking him out of context, then I encourage you to investigate it for yourself. I've shown you the facts regarding this situation, and it's up to you to decide. But right now, I'm more interested in discussing what YouTube has been doing to solve this problem, as well as some of the other solutions that have been suggested. My reaction to the situation was that if we just demand YouTube to do something without giving a clear request for what we want, they'll do something, but we might not like it. And that's exactly what happened. A YouTuber named Jessica Ballinger tweeted about YouTube demonetizing a bunch of her videos, to which they responded, "With regard to the actions that we've taken, even if your video is suitable for advertisers, inappropriate comments could result in your video receiving limited or no ads." This alarmed many people for obvious reasons. Philip DeFranco says that he reached out to YouTube about this, and he had this to say.
I reached out to YouTube. I did not get an official comment because, you know, you have to go through certain groups and jump through some hoops, but unofficially, what it sounds like is this situation is not broad for the entire community. It involves kind of hyper-specific situations. For example, 4 of the 6 videos that Jessica tweeted out that had been demonetized featured a very, very young child doing a split in the thumbnail, 2 of which they're like wearing, I think, like a leotard or just something. I mean, but the video itself is completely harmless. It's fine, it's clean. It's just the understanding is that because of the kind of content in the thumbnail specifically, it might put the video into a different category. Also, once again, not an official statement. It sounds like the preferred method is to disable comments over demonetization.
Needless to say, demonetizing videos based on the comment section is also not a good solution to the problem. But what is a good solution to the problem? What can we do about these pedophiles leaving disgusting comments? Let's discuss some of the specific solutions that have been brought up. People have suggested that maybe YouTube could start tracking comments, but this doesn't really seem like a feasible solution. Writing an algorithm to detect this will likely bring up way more results than can ever be reviewed. Others have brought up that YouTube needs to hire more workers to manually review flagged content. Although years of content are being uploaded to the platform every day, it would make sense to hire more people and prioritize videos with high amounts of flagging. Amp Lemon's solution to completely solve this is to no longer allow videos of young children. But he himself has acknowledged that this is a very unlikely path for YouTube to take because children are a huge demographic to advertise to. Corporations see YouTube as a massive opportunity for macro-scale, unregulated child marketing, and they don't want to draw much attention to it. We're starting to see many advertisers pull out. If this continues, then we could very well be in the midst of the next adpocalypse. We've seen Disney pull out, even though they had no problem hiring convicted pedophiles to work on kids' shows. We've seen Epic Games pull out, even though YouTube was a big part of the reason Fortnite got popular in the first place. We've seen Nestlé pull out, even though they had no issue with child slavery in Thailand. Unfortunately, as it is, the situation poses a very real threat to the livelihoods of YouTube creators. Hopefully, this will all be resolved soon. Anyway, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.